Yes. Guys, pushing on these quarterback rankings right here. Coming in on number 11 is Kenji Bahar of the Houston Gamblers. So originally, I was on the fence. I thought about putting him in the top 10. Uh, Biggest thing for me with Bahar is I need a little bit more of a sample size, especially for these smaller school guys. Now, I do the positives of Bahar. During the middle of the season, I kind of felt he was wronged a little bit over that he should have been playing over Clayton Thorson. I do think he's got a little bit more arm strength than Thorson. Uh, Seems like he's got a decent football IQ, pretty good athlete. I think he's in that 4.7 range with his 40 time based off college. Biggest knock on him was a little bit of decision making. It kind of felt like sometimes he was erratic and his footwork kind of seemed a little jumbled to me. But moving into 2023, I do feel like Bahar could be one of the biggest risers on this list. So he made 3 starts last year. He went 2-1. He beat the Breakers and he beat the Stallions. Granted, the Breakers were kind of limping their way, especially with Slaughter having an injury. But overall, Bahar had 2 good wins and had 1 loss in 3 starts. Now, I did put on my list. I do think Bahar could be one of the biggest risers on this list. Obviously, going to 11 puts in a couple good games. He'll easily be one of the top five, top six. However, I just need a little bit more of a sample size. Now, with the Gamblers, they lost their Aquaman tight end, Julian Allen. So right now they got Josh Peterson, Clint Sig, and Brandon Barnes going into 2023. But they also got Kike Chisholm was a guy that they picked up. I believe he was a Mizzou guy. So I'm pretty excited to see this supporting cast. And they're also bringing back JoJo Ward and Mark Thompson. The Gamblers got poached on their defense. So while I think Thompson is one of the top 5 rushers in the league, that defense lost Donald Payne, Reggie Northrup, Chris Odom, Micah Abernathy, Will Likely, just to name a few. And I don't care who you sign, it's going to take a minute for them to get all geeked up and ready to go. Now, Bahar comes from Monmouth College. It's another FCF school. Had a record-setting career, threw almost 10,000 yards there, 70 touchdowns in his career, all conference honors, won Big South Offensive Player of the Year. Ironically, he played with Coach Christian Runza, who follows his career, and then spent some time with the Ravens in 2021. Was in camp with them, had a cup of tea in the CFL, getting workouts and whatnot. But Bahar spent a decent amount of time with the Ravens in 2021. Was even active for a game. Now, like I said and reiterated, him, Eric Barrier, 2 guys who could be big risers on this list. I personally feel that Bahar has a very easy path to become the starter, if that makes sense. I think that going forward, it's his show. He's got familiarity with the team and whatnot, has a little bit more experience than Montel Cozart. He's got a decent amount of CFL experience, has been around some NFL workouts and whatnot. But it's in my opinion, a make or break year for him because if he goes out, puts 5, 6, 7 games on tape, looks pretty good on them. Yeah, I could see him definitely going back to the NFL in that with an opportunity because he does have the experience and all it takes is one coach to love you type thing. However, if he does regress this year, because granted, there's film on him now, more of a sample size, could also end his NFL career before it really even started. It's kind of a big fear, a fear of mine for him that he might get overexposed. But overall, I am excited to see him. I just need to see more of him. And, with the supporting cast of the Gamblers, I think he'll be pretty well off, especially another year in professional football and camp and playing against a lot of these teams. So, like I said, that's number 11, Kenji Bahar. Could be one of our big risers this year. It looks like it's his keys to the Cadillac going forward. So, very excited for him. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good day.